We're back at it with a brand new X1 F1 podcast with the boy Dylan and Josh. And today we're going to be talking about the Canadian Grand Prix as well as our predictions for the Spanish Grand Prix. We got to jump right in and talk about the Canadian Grand Prix. It's been about a week since that happened. However, it might have been the best race of the entire year. I'm not going to lie. Like, it started off with rain, right? And we started off with Haas's going absolutely psycho mode and going from 14th to like 6th or like 5th and then dropping all the way back down to 14th. So that was insane. And you had some really good drives by Max. You had a really good drive. Lando, he went out there and stayed on the intermediate or the intermediates, right? No. Is it the intermediates? Is that what they're called? Yeah, the intermediate's way too long. Maybe a lap too long. And then Mercedes looked fire. The only people that didn't look good was Sergio Perez and Carlos Sainz.
Both the Ferraris.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Charles. Oh my gosh. Yeah, both Ferraris. Both Ferraris DNF.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And Perez DNF.
Yeah.
It was a wild weekend at the Canadian
GP. And he has
GP.
a 3-place grid penalty for Barcelona, I think.
That is pretty freaking wild, if you ask me. What did you guys think about the Canadian Grand Prix? Because honestly, I'm super glad it was at a decent time so we can watch the chaos that it was. Man, that first lap was wild. I think we were yelling for like Haas's just to keep going, right? We were yelling. We were yelling when Lando was getting into the lead. And then I really thought Lando was going to pull it off somehow. And then he came out of the pits and spun, and it was like, yeah, he's over with. He's done for. Yeah, I mean, overall, best weekend. Best weekend, best race of the year, I think, my opinion.
No, Miami was the best.
Miami, that doesn't count because Lando won. No, get out of here with that. But yeah, let us know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below because I really hope we get another weekend like that because that was an awesome, awesome watch. But now, let's talk about the Spanish Grand Prix because are the Ferraris going to be good? They both DNF'd, right? Is Red Bull going to be good? Because that Max Verstappen car was getting caught by McLaren's, by the Mercedes. That's basically it because nobody else was catching them. I heard a lot of rumors on Twitter, Dylan, that Red Bull car is trash and is just showing how good of a driver Max is. Do you agree with that?
I saw it was a bad car on like bumpier circuits. Like it didn't handle bumps very well. So that's why some of the circuits like they were beatable when they were at bumpy circuits. And then when they go to smooth tracks like Bahrain or stuff, they're really good.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that Red Bull car was horrible, and it just shows how good of a driver Max is. So I was very surprised to see, like, if you think about it, Perez DNFing and being in, like, top, he didn't even make it out of Q1, right?
Oh.
So, like, what's going on with that Red Bull car? You know what I mean? Like, is Max just driving out of his mind, playing iRacing all night, and then just jumping into that car and dominating? Like, I don't even know, dude. It's kind of crazy how Max is just still winning. And
Perez
the car
is built for Max.
Okay. If you have any other driver than Perez, I think they're getting top 5. You put Lando in that car, they're getting top 5.
Maybe.
Mate.
I saw somebody say that like you take any car and then you compare it to Max's car, and Max's car feels like it's on max sensitivity.
I can see that.
Like for a video game. Like that's how he wants his cars.
That's pretty wild. But yeah, there's a lot going into the Spanish Grand Prix, man. There's a lot going into it. Like, will Red Bulls figure it out and still be dominant? Will Max still win? Did McLaren figure something out? Because they've been on fire the last 3 weeks. Oscar, Lando, they've been really, really good. Mercedes seem to be finding something, man. They've been really good. The last 3 weeks, man, they've been really, really good. I'm I'm really hoping that they can figure something out in qualifying for Lewis, because that is dog shit what happened at the Canadian Grand Prix. He was dominant all practices. All practices he was dominant. Even in F or Q1 and Q2, he was really good. Q3 comes around, off the pace. Just absolutely off the pace. So I'm hoping that they figure something out. You know what I mean? Because I think that Mercedes cars can battle with McLaren's and Red Bull right now.
They are bringing upgrades.
Yeah, so I think they can battle with them, you know? So I think Spanish Grand Prix is going to be a really, really good race. And going back from last year, you guys know who got podium, right? It was Max, screw him, Lewis, and George. 2-3. So
wow,
they got some good mojo going to the Spanish Grand Prix. You know what I'm saying? So
I just know Lewis is really good at this track.
all I'm saying, man, Tommy might be onto something. You know? So, but let's go into our predictions for this. All right. As you guys know, if you guys have been watching along for these videos, the last how many races have it been? Like 6, something like that, 6 or 7. But I don't know how many races honestly have been. But as you guys know, we start with our over/under like predictions, like who's gonna do over and underachieve. And then we got DNF's best and worst strategy, our surprise, poll, and podium. So let's start it off with our over and under achieving. So Dylan, who do you have under and over achieving this weekend?
For underachieving, I have Ferrari.
Ooh, I can see that.
Yep. They had a horrible weekend last weekend. I don't think it's going to be that bad, or 2 weekends ago. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but it's not going to be as good.
Okay.
As they have been.
Okay.
And my overachieve.
Better
Lewis
say it.
Hamilton.
Let's go. Let's go. You only doing that because of Matt Tommy, bro. Because let's go.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
I love that.
Are my under and overachievers.
I love that. I went with cars for this week, or teams, I guess you would say. And my under and overachieve is underachieve Red Bull. I think they're going to underachieve once again. I think Perez, DNF, outside of the top 5, top 7, maybe 9th or 10th. All right, that's how bad he's been. But then Max, I don't think if what I'm hearing is right, and Mercedes are bringing upgrades, McLarens are looking quick, I think Max could be off the podium.
Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren are bringing upgrades.
I think Max can be off the podium this weekend. So I'm going to say my underachieve is Red Bull. And then my overachieve, it's falling in line with Dylan over here. But it's not saying just Lewis. It's going to say Mercedes. And I think Mercedes is going to be in the top 4 once again. And possibly both cars on the podium. So
why don't you say George? We were just talking about how we never say George Russell for our picks.
I have him on my picks, just not yet.
Okay.
All right, buddy? Wait, you got to calm down. Okay? But yeah, so my underachieve is Red Bull. My overachieve is Mercedes. I think it's going to happen. Mark it down. Our next prediction is DNF. So I'll start. I kind of went with it already. Maybe I didn't. I think maybe McLaren is going to have a DNF. I'm just saying, I think it's possible that McLaren, they've been on a streak. Something bad could happen. I don't want it to. Knocking on wood, fake wood over here, but I have McLaren as a DNF. You got the floor. You got to just zoom into your face.
DNFs. Nobody's going to DNF.
Nobody DNF. That's a bold prediction. I like that.
Boring race. That's not even my bold prediction, man.
That is a bold prediction.
I guess it goes with my bold prediction.
Okay, so best and worst strategy. Who do you got?
Worst strategy, Ferrari, because I said they're not going to have a good weekend, so they're not going to have a good strategy back to their old ways.
Okay.
Best strategy. I am on a hype train. Red Bull.
Fuck!
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
You think Perez?
If Checo gets like a top 5, then
that wins.
They have that strategy.
Yeah, for real, dude. Okay. I kind of see Ferrari maybe dipping out early. You know, DNF maybe, or strategy maybe 7th, 8th. And Probably 6 to 8. But my best and worst strategy. My worst strategy is going Aston Martin. I think they're going to be outside the top 10, in my opinion. I think Alonso did pretty good last weekend, driving that car into a 7th place ride. And Lance Stroll was 7th, and then Fernando was 6th. So I really like that from them last weekend, but I could see them potentially getting 10, 11, maybe 11, 12, you know. So that's what I kind of see. Last year, Lance got 6th, Fernando got 7th. That's where I probably picked that up. But so Aston Martin, worst strategy. Best strategy, I'm going with my overachieves. Mercedes, baby.
Ooh.
Best strategy, Lewis is going to win. Maybe. I don't know. But best strategy, Mercedes. Okay, so biggest surprise. Who do you got? This better be a bold one.
Biggest surprise? It goes with my DNF. No safety car or red flag in race/quali.
What is this going to be, the most boring race like Monaco?
Yep. But Monaco had a safety car. Actually, was it a red
Oh,
flag?
yeah, it was a red flag because of the
Yep.
first start, because of the fucking,
This is
the
gonna be the
Haas.
most boring race of the year.
I mean, Monaco is pretty fucking boring after that lap.
Yep, but this is gonna be even more boring.
Okay. My biggest surprise, a Mercedes win. I'm just saying Mercedes. I don't know which one.
Well, you're gonna have to say your podium, so you are gonna say it.
I'll say that later on. You gotta wait for the podium spot. But my biggest prize is gonna be a Mercedes win. I'm going all Mercedes this weekend, man. I've been hearing good things. I'm excited. Okay, so your poll. Who do you got for poll?
Going with my theme of the most boring weekend, Max Verstappen.
You just want us to cry to sleep.
Woo! Yay!
I'm going with my theme for the weekend, but I'm not picking Lewis Hamilton. I'm picking George Russell for a pole position. Mark it down. He's going to get it and then probably crash
He
out.
didn't even have a podium last week.
And he
last race, and he started on pole.
Yeah. He's going to do it again. And maybe
Yeah,
podium.
probably.
And then, okay, so our
Wait, did he
podium.
podium?
I'm pretty sure he did because Lewis got 4th.
Oh yeah. He got
So,
third.
yeah, so. Okay, podium. Who do you got?
And P3, I have Charles Leclerc.
Okay.
And P2, I have obviously Lando Norris.
I figured.
And then P1,
Fuck you. It's going to
winning
be a
by
boring.
10 seconds,
Max Verstappen.
Max Verstappen.
Oh, fucking A. So my podium actually is falling on your trend there. But as I mentioned earlier, I think Max is going to be off the podium this weekend. Okay. But flip your guys'
That's really
around.
your biggest surprise.
I mean, yeah, probably. But my podium is going to go Lando 3rd. All right.
Boo.
Charles 2nd. And the next Ferrari driver, baby, in the 1st place, Lewis Hamilton. That's my
I thought you were
podium.
going to say Carlos.
Nah, Carlos is like 8th. Back there in 8th.
Nah, it'll be like top 5.
Maybe, bro. McLaren's looking good, man. McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, Haas, shit.
Ferrari.
Yuki, like shit. Daniel, but
No.
that's our predictions for this week in the Spanish Grand Prix. It's on at like 6 a.m., man. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough morning. I'll tell you
On
that.
8.
That's 6 a.m. for me. So I'm gonna be exhausted, but we're gonna watch it. We're gonna have some fun with it. I'm excited for this. Canada was awesome. I'm hoping it's not as boring as Mix says it's gonna be, because then I woke up for nothing. You know. So I really hope that's gonna be a good race. I really hope that we get some entertaining aspects to it, some overtakes, some safety cars, last lap battles, you know, last 5 lap battles, or like something, you know. So but with that being said, put in the comments down below who's winning, put who's gonna get pole, and let us know if our predictions are spot on or if they're god awful. All right, we want to know. Anyways,
Yours are god awful.
bro, you are literally the most predictable predictions I've ever seen in my life, dude. Just max
Yeah.
everything.
Yours are awful.
Mine are bold, and we're gonna come back to this video and say, damn, Josh had some good picks. So, but with that being said, leave a like, hit the sub button, and we'll catch you guys back here, hopefully for a recap video. Probably not though.
No, it'll be a prediction and a recap.
Yeah, because we have a race next
a
week.
race.
So yeah, so stay tuned. Much love. Stay safe, and we're out. Peace.